What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be reacting to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe.
You muted yourself. Yeah, how old are you?
30.
30. Okay, do me a favor. Could you set the phone down because it's going to be. Is it like on a table or something?
I can get it there.
Are you married, single, what?
Married.
All right. What do you got for us?
Well, you were asking the question, do I think men should sell out?
Uh-huh.
And I think that it's reasonable if they, with all things considered and what they put up with the community, I think
Okay.
it's reasonable that they do that.
Okay. How long have you been married?
5 years.
Okay. You have any sisters?
I do. I have an older sister and a younger sister. I'm the middle child.
Okay. It shows that your microphone is still muted. Can y'all hear her? She just muted herself. Unmute yourself. Say something.
I'm talking. Can you hear me?
I can hear her. Can y'all hear her? Okay, well, it says that you're muted, but I can hear you. So, is your older sister married?
Yes, she's married too.
Okay. Well,
Military.
she's in the military. Okay.
Yeah, she's a military wife.
All right. So, do you have any sons, or do you have any children? Any sons?
I have a daughter, an 11-year-old.
Okay.
I was a baby mama before I got married.
Okay. Well, through hook or crook, you got there. So, my question is, hey, okay. So, how are you going to teach your daughter to land a husband?
Well, what I do now is I try to show her through, how I operate around the household when my husband is present, and just really that, and try to help her understand as she gets older, when she actually gets into, dating, probably tell her just the differences in how boys and girls think, how boys are more like simple and girls are a little more complex. So just, I guess, trying to help her understand at least how men think and operate, so she can be more cooperative.
Right. All right. So you're going to teach. Okay. So you're going to teach her. You're going to teach her the difference between boys and girls. But my question is, what are you going to teach your daughter? What are you going to teach your daughter to do for a man?
I think it would
basically nothing. Because I guarantee you, her herself doesn't believe that she has to do anything for a man. So the quick stumbleness, she has no idea. Usually people would come out, say, I'm going to teach her how to respect, serve a man, be feminine. But those things doesn't naturally exude out of her because she honestly thinks that a man deserves nothing.
I guess trying to figure out what type of girl she's going to be, if she's going to be masculine, if she chooses to be more her masculine or her feminine energy. I think that will kind of determine which type of man she should even go after.
Okay, what do you mean if she's more masculine in her energy?
I mean, some women are just more masculine. They like to be bossy, and I don't think it's anything.
All right, Mom. All right, now we're gonna have an issue, Mom. Now we're gonna have an issue, Mom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because I have a daughter.
Okay.
But today we're so freaking hands off with our kids. We're supposed to teach them or show them what's best, not leave it up to them to decide. Okay, let's just go down your path. Let's just say she's leaning more towards masculine. You just gonna let her rock it out like that? What kind of outcomes do masculine women tend to have in life regarding relationships?
they tend to be unhappy in their relationship because they get mad that the man doesn't step up and be a man, or they tend to be single, in my experience.
Okay. So how does that going to help?
It doesn't. You're right. I probably should come up with some type of plan. She's 11, so I haven't really even thought about.
But
I'm
see, that's the
thinking
problem.
about,
That's the problem. That's the
you know,
problem. Thank you. And I mean, no disrespect, but so many women are worried about themselves. This is why when you said you're a baby mama and you got married, I'm like, okay, cool. You by hook crook you got married. But I can make a fair case that women today are far more worried about their happiness than their daughter's future success. At 11 years old, she's already 6 years behind in teaching. You're supposed to have been teaching this stuff since 4 or 5 years old.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's
Because when you really think about it, in the next 4 years or even 5 years, that child will then be in high school and they'll most likely be dating. And that's when a lot of, teenagers lose their virginity around that time. So to be honest, she is a little behind when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things.
that's the
They're
way.
playing catch up.
Well, but are we though? Because you're saying 11. At what age
I mean,
do you think you should start? What age were you thinking you're going to start teaching her?
well, around now. So now she's full time with her dad. She lives with her dad, so she gets that male structured household energy that I know she wouldn't get with me. So I thought that
Okay.
that was better for her to be with him. And as she gets older, I can really start to dive into those types of
Oh,
conversations.
now I'm kind of confused. You said you were married.
Yes, I'm married.
Does he have any children?
He has an adult child, an adult son, but we
Okay.
don't have any children together.
Does he travel a lot?
Yes,
So when are you a
he
wife?
works all the time.
So if you don't have a daughter at
He comes
home,
home.
okay, because
Mhm.
I just want to get the understanding. If how many days a week is he traveling?
So his schedule kind of shifts every like 90 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
um, the past 90 days, we were pretty much together. He would leave like for a week out of the month. So we'd be home, together a lot when we were in
Mm-hmm.
LA, and then we come back to Maryland. Um, Before that, it was he'd be gone for a month. We see each other every other month. We
And y'all
kind
have
of
been married for how
made an
long
effort
again?
to do that. 5 years.
And how long has your daughter been with her father?
For really about 3 years.
So I gotta ask, man. Usually,
Okay.
is men want to see the sons go off with their fathers, not the daughters. That doesn't
Oh,
make a lot
he
of.
wasn't necessarily with it. No, he wasn't in agreement with it.
But
He
but
definitely wasn't in agreement. But
agreement with you sending the daughter to him.
ultimately, yeah.
But okay, but yeah, but you don't have any younger children. You don't have any stepchildren, and your
Nope.
husband. So the way this is sounding is you just kind of doing your own thing.
Yeah. I mean, I do some work for him sometimes, like little projects, but I haven't. We haven't
No,
gotten to a
no,
point to
no,
have
no,
any
no,
child.
no, no, no. Why'd you send your daughter to be with her daddy?
I thought that was the best thing for her. I still do. I think it was the best thing. I think I grew up without a dad, and I had very little discipline. So, and I had her like when I was 19. So I felt like I needed to take that time or take time and kind of get my life together. And in that time, I found my husband, upgraded my life, and now I'm able to, step up and be a parent in a supportive role.
So okay. I guess what you're saying is that let her be with her dad because you were immature.
Yeah, his life is more stable than mine, and I thought that that's better for her.
Yeah, it's better for her, but to
I'm
be
trying,
with a more mature parent. And how much older is he than you?
her dad is about 5 years older than me.
Okay. So she has a stable father and a loving father,
Correct.
but she's not learning how to be a woman.
No, she was not. That's the sacrifice. That's the trade off that I made.
I'm
So I
really,
have to squeeze those
I'm really
lessons
trying to, I'm
into
really trying
spring and
to,
summer vacation.
I'm really trying to restrain certain things. But when is your daughter going to become the priority? Her becoming a woman, learning how to become a woman. When is that going to become the priority and not you getting your stuff together?
I plan to have that done in 3 years when she goes to high school. I plan to stop traveling and stay at home to, you know.
Stop trying.
Stop yeah, come on, stop traveling. So traveling right now is more important to this woman than teaching her daughter how to grow up and be a feminine woman that can survive in this world and have the appropriate strategy to move throughout this world. But traveling is more important to this woman. So right after she's done that, in the next 3 years, right? Cut it out, man.
Traveling. What are you traveling for?
I do real estate, and my husband travels too, so I kind of just do real estate wherever he is.
Okay. Um, you have any more kids?
No, I don't plan to.
Were you raised as an only child?
No, I'm a middle child.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. I already can kind of understand what the chat are gonna think and the mom's gonna say, but I get that you had your child young, 19, but that's not young. 13 is young. 19, you know, you're married. You and your husband have your own life. It sounds like you're doing your own thing. That's what it sounds like. Your husband's out working. You're a realtor, so you do real estate wherever he goes. Uh,
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
yeah, but I'm asking about the daughter. What kind of wife is she going to be to a
Well,
black?
yeah.
What kind of wife is she going to be to a man? That's that's what we care about as men. We care about the women because my my question for women is: do men have any say in what women do? In particular, black men. Do we have any say in what black
Mm,
women do?
no,
That's why we need to. That's why we don't need
black
y'all.
women do what they want.
Yeah, that's why we don't need to deal with women who don't. And this is why this whole "don't judge us, don't rake us." If we're not supposed to have any say in what y'all do. Women do what they want to do, so we don't need women like that. Not you, but I'm just saying women like that because any group of men has to have input and say over the women, not just the women. Let me say this. Black women, let me tell you something. You need to knock this bullshit off, thinking that the only man y'all need to listen to is the man you're sleeping with. Every group of men on this planet has agency over the women they choose to mate with, and all of the other ones. Y'all ain't gonna change that dynamic just because y'all strong and independent. We're just not gonna deal with you. So my question is, for you as a mom, knowing that men want women who are going to be supportive and a support system, and you know what relationships are, how are you helping? How do you plan on helping prepare your daughter to become a supportive wife and have successful relationships? And what I'm hearing you saying is, when I get myself together in another couple of 3 years, then I'm gonna start at 14. I don't think you have that.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I don't think that's reasonable, man. 14, man. She'll be fully a freshman or sophomore in high school.
I guess the way I looked at it, like she's 11, so she's about to go through her growth cycle. So there are conversations that need to be had about how to handle your own body, how to work with your hair texture during puberty. Like, I
Uh-huh.
think there's other conversations that need to be had because she's not the females at her dad's house are more masculine, and
The
so
females at
I
her
know
dad's
that I
house. You
need to
said the
have.
females at her. Hold on, I want to be clear. You said the females at her dad's house.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So her dad, he lives with, so weird. Her dad's like he was like a mama's boy. So he lives in his apartment with his mother, his second daughter or his second baby mom, and his uh, best friend, and his son and my daughter. I know that just made the story so much worse.
Yeah, it really did, man. It really did.
I know.
Because you just out doing. I mean, man, I've got to be honest. You put your daughter in that, and you out living with your husband, doing what y'all.
So I can. Okay, so one thing I could say too is the blending of the family with my life with my husband and my daughter. She's like resistant to it because he's from a different culture, so it's like a totally different, household experience for her, and she doesn't, really like it. And so what it ended up doing was causing friction between them two, causing friction between him and I.
Trauma,
It's one of
trauma,
those situations.
trauma. You're experience.
Yes, trauma.
You. No, ma'am. You are inflicting massive trauma onto your child.
Okay.
She doesn't want to go, and if he's that living with his mom and baby mom, ma'am, why would you put a child
Well, she don't
in
want to live with me. She don't want to live with me. She would prefer that than the strictness of the household that we create.
strictness?
My
What do you
husband is
mean?
Chinese.
You mean he's a
My husband's
patriarch?
Chinese.
You mean
So
trust me, sweetheart. I know who. I got
yeah.
three black belts.
I mean,
Trust me.
yeah.
They don't put up with that shit. But here's the question: bite your tongue, Kevin. The
Yeah, yeah.
strictness, the
That's what it
strictness,
is.
are, but there's still structure.
Yeah.
So it was better to allow her to go into chaos than structure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Sounds like it was. I'm gonna
the
be
better
honest,
of
man.
the two
I'm gonna
evils
be honest, man. It
will
sounds
help
like it
you.
was easier on you.
Definitely was easier on me for sure.
Then that's
Definitely
fucked
was.
up.
But
That's
Look at what's with so much like them that she says this with is crazy. This woman really just wants a free life, and she doesn't want the support or have to give the support that comes along with that to the child. She wants no responsibility. She wants no accountability.
fucked up.
I didn't make the choice for me though. I made the choice looking all things considered,
So
looking
it's
at
a
the
better
totality of
fam. So ma'am. A daughter that's about to go through puberty and
Mhm.
development. It's better for her to be in the house with her mama's boy daddy, who's living with his mama, who's living with his second baby mama, versus being with her mother and her productive husband.
No, it's not better for her to be there.
No, it's better for you because you can do what the fuck you want to do. Your husband's out traveling, you out doing whatever, maybe even, man, selfish. That's why I go all the way back to when I asked you what kind of wife you're going to teach. Well, it depends on what kind of woman she turns out to be. If she turns out to be sane, it'll be a blessing. I was there. I'm not going to tell my daughter's business, but I'm going to tell you when a child has that cycle for the first time, I'm lucky that I'm a man that was raised around a lot of women that didn't freak me out. But there are things that a daughter is supposed to learn. Ma'am,
Yeah.
your daughter, have you had any therapy?
Have I had therapy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have therapy. It's pretty infrequent, but
Well, I'm just going to say, without knowing all the complexities, ma'am, you had a child that you said young, but sounds like your life is pretty cool. You're married, your husband, does he do well financially?
yeah.
Yes or no? I mean, you kind of hesitated. Is he doing
I'm
okay?
sorry. No, I said yeah. I said yeah. No, he does well. He does
And
well.
and are you paying mortgage? Are you the stuff you do real? Do you have to pay bills? I mean, I know you make money, but do you have to pay
Everything that
sustain?
I
Huh?
no, I don't have to pay any bills.
So he
I
has
built a
no.
portfolio.
So in other words, you. Oh Jesus. So in other words, your husband got you as a pretty stay-at-home wife, a wife who's doing real estate. Oh my God. This sounds pretty sorry, man.
I sound sorry.
This situation is yeah, because it sounds pretty sorry. Your husband is making money. You doing real estate wherever you pop up, but you don't have to pay bills. You don't have any kids at home. So your day is spent pretty much doing what it is you want to do. Your husband is gone for weeks or months at a time. You don't even have a man to manage. And then you sent your daughter away. And you sent your daughter away not to live in Bel Air with Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil. You sent her away to live with your self proclaimed mama's boy, baby daddy, to live in the mama apartment.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't as yeah. It
They
wasn't
live
as
in an
willing as
apartment,
I'm
right?
making
They
it
live in an
sound. Like there was
apartment,
a
right?
whole. There
They
was
live
a
in an
balance.
apartment, right?
Yeah.
You got a
Yes.
house? You got a house?
Yes. Yes.
And how many people in that apartment? Your dad, her father, her mother, I mean, his mother, his
A
baby
child of six.
mama. 6 people in one apartment?
Hmm.
You're trash. Straight up trash.
Oh my gosh.
This
Okay.
is trash, man. You put your daughter in an apartment with six
Do that.
people, and you got. I don't mean. I've tried to. Trust
It
me.
wasn't. It wasn't willing. Is what it wasn't like I was like, here, go. Like before I was even married, I was living in my mom's basement. So we were doing like he had her for a week, I had her for a week, but we lived like an hour away from each other. So at some
Three
point,
years he's
it was
been
time
there,
for her to go
man.
to
3 years.
school.
Ma'am, you said you've been
I'm
married 5 years. She's been gone 3. You're in a house. It would be better for her to be in a house and not an apartment. It'd be better for her to be with her mama and
yeah,
not
but
make
at that
chaos. It's not. It doesn't matter where she wants to go. It's what's best for the child. And maybe, just maybe, what you're resisting telling us is it's better for her to be in chaos than with you. I might accept that based upon listening to this. And I'm
no,
not just saying it was trash just to be
no, I
provocative,
thought
man. This is crazy.
no. No, I definitely don't disagree prospectively. But looking at going to court, so that's what I was really looking at. How the court system would look at how he's been performing versus not performance and putting that together. And during those times, like he never faulted, he was always stable. So
But
with
you
that in
also
mind,
said he's
like
a
if
her
the court was
mama's
to
boy.
take to beat him and
You said a mama's boy, man. It ain't.
yeah,
You didn't
yeah, but
say.
he's always held down a job.
Excuse me. Hold on, man. You said he's a mama's boy, and I let that rock. But they're living in an apartment with 6 people. And you got a home.
Yeah, that's not enough to win a case in court, a custody battle, because that's what it was going to turn into, a
All
custody
right.
battle,
Well, cool. She
and
didn't.
that just wasn't
She
enough.
wanted. She wanted to. She wanted to. She wanted to go with your dad. She wanted to go with your with your dad.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we
Yeah.
had the conversation.
Well. Okay. Well, ma'am, I don't know. I mean, I hope it works out for your daughter.
Thank you.
I really do
That's
because it
so
sounds crazy,
right.
but you know what? I'll also say that there are lots of things that people may not know. So I hope it works out. I hope it
Thank
works
you. I
out. I really
appreciate that.
do. All right. Have a good
All right, guys, that's going to be the ending of the episode. This was a very informative episode, and I hope you guys learned a lot of things here. And I hope this woman has also learned a lot of things here. Kevin, being the best as always, I want you guys to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and turn on post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.